So it's been a long time since I've come back to make a video. I think I spent the entire month of March without making a single video. And for this one, I'm not recording myself. It's a video, but honestly, I just wanted to record audio for it. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I didn't come back, didn't make more videos or anything. I guess you could say I was living life, working, going out, doing my thing, trying to figure this whole thing out, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to come back and kind of talk about this thing that I wrote. I wrote it yesterday, and I'm just gonna read it. I'm just gonna read it, and then I'll kind of explain a little bit on it, or I'll explain a little bit about it. But basically, what I wrote is, sometimes I get so caught up in thinking about money, trust issues, jealousy, envy, relationships, past mistakes, fear of the unknown, many more things, that I forget what it truly means to be alive. That we are sentient beings that came to be on this beautiful floating rock, suspended in space amidst galaxies of stars, planets, moons, and more. I remember the sun, the ocean, the sky, mountains, valleys, forests, deserts, the Arctic, and so much more. The existence of music, culinary arts, science, religion, gravity, love, and everything else. It's then that I remember how insane it is to be alive, and how insignificant those issues are. Those issues are compared to the grand scheme of everything else that exists around us. We were chosen to live this. And I know this is going off, but I know you can take that in many different ways. But I just wish I could be aware of this fact constantly, rather than having to be reminded. Celebrate life, celebrate you. We get so caught up in the monotony of life that we forget these things. I hope you're able to find people that can remind you of these sorts of things more often. Because sometimes I know that I struggle to do it myself. And basically, the explanation to that thing that I wrote is that, sometimes you come out and you feel so down with a lot of things. And I just feel that we need that reminder to know that even sometimes when things look so dire, we're alive, we're alive, and we can't change. I think that's one of the beautiful things about life, and I think it's, again, one of those things that I just forget about all the time, that we can change, that we can do so much more, whether it be changing how we look, our mentality, our essence, our presence, so many things that we can change. And sometimes we know we can't change them very, very directly, but we can influence them, There's just so much that we can change, so much that exists, and how, like I said when I was talking about, the fact that, there's a sky, a sky that can be blue. Today it's raining, today it's storming and everything. And it's nice, it's one of those different flavors of life, the sky comes in many flavors. The blue with the clouds, that nice, beautiful orange, pink hue that it has, at dusk or at dawn. Sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes it's clear, but it has, beautiful white clouds and, all these other things. And obviously that exists for everything, for everything else, for forests, everything else that I mentioned, they all come in different ways, in different flavors, different melodies, different everything. And so sometimes I feel we get so caught up in this idea of our struggles that we kind of put ourselves in a prison, and that prison is our own head. It's the one that imprisons us, and it's just so frustrating because sometimes it's so difficult to break out of it. And I know that sometimes you can go online and you can look at all these motivational videos and things that break it down, and some help. Don't get me wrong. I know some can help. Some can definitely be of use, but at the end of the day, it's always up to you. It's always up to you to really get out of that hole, to make things better, and make that change you want to see. Because at the end of the day, sometimes I think it all comes down to, hey man, if you want to change, if you want to get better, have you at least been working on that one thing that you can at least influence change or anything? Have you at least taken one step towards it? And I realize that in my case, sometimes I just haven't. Granted, that's a whole different topic. that I would like to talk about. And I'm pretty sure that with some of the videos that I've uploaded, you know, some of the topics might overlap, you know, and I might be repetitive, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I just really wanted to share this because I was really feeling under the weather and everything. And then I remember seeing this video where it was basically an edit, and I forgot his name. And again, I need to do better with my research in terms of like the people that I hear and all the other things. But it was basically him saying, you know, you won the lottery. You won the lottery of life, because there's so many people that could have existed but didn't, and yet you did. And I know a lot of people are going to interpret that in different ways, because you're going to say, hey, like, what's the point of it all? Like, I'm just suffering. Like, this life is, you know, suffering, or this life is beautiful. I know it's different for everybody, but at the end of the day, I mean, I guess we were given a chance. And I guess for us, for many of us in different places, I mean, we're fortunate enough where we don't have to worry about a lot of horrible things that maybe some other people might have to suffer through, you know? And it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? But I also remember this quote, and I think I'll add it in the description. I'll edit it, I'll update it. But it was a quote that basically said something along the lines of, whenever you hear somebody else's like pain, somebody else's struggles, whenever you hear somebody else's struggles, you should always be mindful or careful of taking in their pain and making it your own, because then it hinders your ability to help them in the best way possible, right? So I think that's important. I think it's important because, yeah, I mean, you don't want to, if you want to help somebody, and then you start, you know, trying to help them, but then once they tell you everything that's going on, you kind of make it your own, and you're not able to give them your, let's say, your analysis or your peace of mind, or even just letting them talk to you about it, or anything. I mean, it's, I know it can be, I guess, counterproductive, right? Because now and then, instead of having it be where maybe one person got something off their chest and maybe now they're feeling better, now both people are kind of looking under the weather because of what happened to one another. Which, again, I think it's understandable, and I know right now I'm not the most eloquent in terms of what I'm trying to convey. Regardless, so the main message that I'm trying to say with this video is just that, again, that sometimes we get so caught up with life and other things and our own idea and our own, you know, prison in our head, that we truly forget about all the other things that exist around us. And I know it ain't easy. I know it's not easy because, you know, money becomes a factor, and that's a whole nother topic in and of itself, because, man, money has been affecting me so much lately. Just so much that it's driving me insane, I think. But yeah, we just forget about everything that's around us, you know. All those are the things that we can just soak up, you know, soak up that beautiful morning sun, that, you know, that moonlight on a starry night, and, or, you know, the breeze on a beautiful summer day, you know, and, or just the view of everything that we can see, you know, everything that we can see and everything. And again, I know some people can't see, I know some people can and everything, but again, and maybe, you know what, I think that's actually something that I've been noticing in my videos. I feel that for every point I make, I always make a counterpoint. Oh, well, you know, life is great. Oh, wait, but for others it isn't. Maybe I need to stop that. Maybe that's also me kind of being negative, or, I mean, I'm being realistic in a way, because it is true. I mean, yeah, for some people, you know, life just isn't one way, it's another and everything. But I feel like if we're always just constantly reminding ourselves of that type of thing, then I feel like it has a counterproductive effect on us, or it kind of just never really lets us move forward, because, yeah, that's the reality of it, you know. But at the same time, it's, if you're always reminding yourself of it, just like, you know, how they tell you, like, hey, you know, positive affirmations and everything will help you out. I feel like, well, it's the same thing if I guess you do negative affirmations, or, I know they're not affirmations, but I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to say. Again, I start going off on my tangents, and then I kind of lose track of what I was trying to say originally. But in the end, like I said, just don't forget about everything that's around you. Realize that there's so much more in everything, and even if it's difficult, you know, just try to appreciate even the little moments, whatever you might think that's insignificant. Just try, because we're alive, and we also might not be soon. You know, you don't know that. What would happen if everything just ceased to exist for us? If we passed today, if somebody we love passed tomorrow and everything? That's a whole nother conversation as well, because, wow, can that really change how we live life? But I feel like it's good to try and find that balance between I may not be here tomorrow, but I may also be, you know? It's kind of like that other question, what would we do if we weren't afraid? If you weren't afraid, what would you do in life? What would you do? Kind of similar to if money wasn't a factor. What would you do? Regardless, that's it. It's a little hard getting that one off of my chest, but I hope that it helps people. And anyway, if you come across this video, even if it doesn't change anything, I hope that at least serves as a reminder. Just remember you're alive, and with some of the limitations that we all may have, you know, the thing is there's at least one thing that we can do, change or enjoy, you know. So I hope that this helps to remind you of that fact. With that being said, I hope you have a good one and stay blessed. Thank you.